Yeah, absolutely. So my daughter Peyton pointed this out even today. I didn't hear this story, so it's world news, but it turns out to be local news for us here. So of course we're in
Mm-hmm.
the Northeast Ohio area. If you listen to us, you know that. So we're in the Akron area, which is about 40 minutes south of Cleveland. We had a train derailment on February the 3rd, which I did not hear, in East Palestine, Ohio. So Peyton said a train derailment in Palestine. I'm like, why is she worried about? I'm thinking it's something overseas or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Didn't realize it was right here in Ohio. So it was a. This is from NBCNews.com. I'm reading the story here. So it was a 150 car train carrying hazardous chemicals and derailed on February the 3rd. So the Ohio Department of Natural Resources said the chemical spill resulting from the derailment had killed an estimated 3,500 small fish across 7.5 miles of streams
Mm.
as of Wednesday. So one resident from North Lima, Ohio, 10 miles away from East Palestine, said that she had five hens and a rooster die suddenly on
Yes.
Tuesday. So there's a lot of photos of this out there, and you could look it up, like Ohio train derailment or Ohio train. I'm sure you'll find it online. But big clouds of gas and different things.
Mm-hmm.
So now they say that things are getting safe again. Let's see, the EPA is overseeing the air quality. They've not detected any levels of concern at this time. So they're telling people that they had to evacuate. So they had to evacuate. Let's see, managers. Let's see. There's a lot of evacuations around the vicinity there, so it's kind of a big deal here. So,
Very big deal.
um, they're saying it's safe, but then when you hear stuff like that, you see stuff like that, you wonder, is it really safe? Are they endangering the environment and endangering people and animals, and by transporting so much of whatever the heck this chemical was? 150 cars. I mean, obviously, when something goes wrong like it did here, I mean, it's who knows what it's doing. And there's also some people saying that, I mean, who the heck knows what's happening when all these chemicals and gases are
Yeah.
blending together and getting up into the atmosphere? What the heck
Agree.
is going on? How far it can travel? So, it's certainly a concern for a lot of people here. So, um, I don't know, man. So, what do you think about all this, man?
Well, there's a lot here, Bish. And you're right. It might not seem like a big deal, but it's a big deal. First of all, we are so desensitized to things and these buzzwords that we hear,
Mm-hmm.
and we don't realize how big a deal it is. Like uh, uh, the word evacuate.
Mm-hmm.
Just stop and think for a minute. Boom, leave your home now.
Yeah.
Just think about that. All your stuff, everything you got. Just think about that. You don't know what to take, what to leave. That's huge.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's one family, that's just really big. The second thing about all this is I just don't understand. 150 cars of this stuff.
Yeah.
Why have we not figured out? You know what they can do is spend the money. These cars are to be spill proof in case of a collision.
Mm-hmm.
This is being cheap. This is being lazy. This is being irresponsible. I'm looking at pictures of these chemical clouds up in the sky. You got residents who the government are saying, yeah, it's safe to go back, but they're looking at dead chickens and roosters in their house. I mean, their yard.
Mm-hmm.
What's the fallout effect of these fish? We know about the ones that kill. What about the ones that got sick?
That's right.
And they swim away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, something's going to eat them, and who knows what happens. You're right. Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, heads need to roll because this is irresponsibility at its finest. All the technology in this world. You can make a container where my mayo doesn't drip out of it. You can make a container where chemicals don't spill out in case of a wreck. but people don't want to spend the money. I don't know. They just don't seem to care. And to me, it's just unacceptable. So our prayers for all the residents and for all of us. Who knows how far these implications can reach? The branches keep going. Where is all of this fallout going to leak into? Is it going to seep into somebody's airspace? Is it going to seep into somebody's water? Is that fish going to seep into somebody's stomach? So, wow, it's just really, really sad, man. And I don't think it should just get wiped away. Somebody needs to take responsibility for this, and I hope they do.
Yeah, I agree with you on all points, man. I think we have to watch the news very closely around here to see. Like you said, we may not know for several years the impacts of something like this. You just don't know. I remember as a kid, Keith, as you know, in the Kenmore area where we grew up here, there's train tracks right down the road from me and right down at the end of the street here. I think it was the early 90s, there was some train that derailed and it had something there and we got evacuated. So it was one of those whole deals where it was like a certain block radius of the tracks. And it was that type of scene where people came at night, police and everybody knocked on people's doors and they just had to leave. Get out. It was the same type of situation. Yeah, so my parents were lucky enough that they can come into this very house I'm in now, my grandparents' house, which is just a few blocks away, but it was outside the evacuation area, and we stayed here for a couple of days here. But I remember going back to the house or kind of sneaking into the house to get some clothes or something like that. That was one of the most eeriest feelings I ever felt was going on a street where it was nobody around. It was almost like you were, sneaking into a horror movie or a post-apocalyptic movie or something like that. It was very, very strange. Now, it wasn't a big deal. Nothing like this, but very odd experience. But anyway, yeah, I don't know. So hopefully, like you say, there's not a lot of damage, but as you said too, there's got to be a way to help prevent something like this to where worst case scenario that's very unlikely to leak out hazardous chemicals into the air and the water and everything else. So just crazy. Yep.
And Fish, we just addressed the leak. Let's back up. The spill. Let's back up a little bit. How did the train derail? Those questions need to be answered.
Yeah, I don't know if I have seen the details here, but you're right. If it was irresponsible driving, or I don't know. I haven't seen exactly what happened there. I'm sure it's out there, but did not catch that part in the clip that I pulled here. But a lot of investigation, though. Yes, I agree.
Yep. Awesome. Okay. Wow. We'll keep an eye on that story. As Fish said, this directly affects us. This is, we are in Northeast Ohio, and this is east. 10 miles from Lima, Ohio. So, wow, we don't know how far these implications will reach and how long these effects will last. So we'll just pray that it is minimal.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you, Fish.
Hey, Fish here from ItCameFromGenX with Skinner and Keith. For every like and subscribe, you may win a free 1-year subscription to the AARP.